Hello there. Moni back with another video. This video was actually made on a bit of a short notice. This is actually supposed to be made after the third episode of Intro to Gell Heroes, which I will address this shortly. The reason I'm making this video is because some newcomers to the Gell Heroes HQ Discord server, link in the description by the way, were having a bit of a difficult time understanding how to make their own Gell Heroes OCs, because I actively encourage people to make their own Gel OCs. I think it's a really fun way for the community to interact with each other, and we just have a lot of fun. And I thought making this video would make it a bit easier to understand how to make a gel user. That way I won't have to answer a lot of questions. As for the third episode of Intro to Gell Heroes, so for those who don't know, a lot happened last year. A lot. I won't get into it here, but whatever happened last year kind of affected my productivity of that video. At this point, it is now basically a year since the original release date of the video. I was planning on releasing it. It's been a year now, and at this point it's mainly just a skill issue on my point. The video is not scrapped. I've already put too much into this video. It's going to get done. As of now, I do not know when. Also, I never made an official announcement here. I probably need to make another video because a lot of people are probably just going to skip this part. I understand. The comic is not canceled. I will say this, the comic has not been canceled. It's more on an indefinite hiatus, and as of right now, I am writing the Gell Heroes story in a novel format first. The prologue, chapter 1 and chapter 2 are finished and available on Patreon. When the final book is done, there might be some changes. I was planning on releasing the first 5 chapters to the public when they are done. I haven't exactly decided how I'm going to do that, but I'm just letting you guys know exactly where Gell Heroes is as a project. So there you go. I will definitely do a better job of explaining this in another video. Okay, another quick note before I actually get into how to make Gel OC. The Intro to Gell Heroes video will actually be probably the last video that will use text-to-speech. I want to actually start using my voice in videos from now on. It's something I didn't want to do before, but I figured that it's about time I started doing it. So, okay. I feel like I yapped enough. Now let's actually get into how to make a Gel OC. There are 3 important steps to making a gel user: the Gell Element, the Gell Geometry, and the user's append. Once you have these 3 things decided, everything else will be a breeze. Of course, the first step actually is choosing what your gel user is going to be. Most of the characters you'll see will be humanoid. It doesn't have to be a human. If you want to do an animal or an alien, as long as it has DNA, it can be a gel user. The first important factor in making a gel user is the Gell Element. Let's take a look at the main Gell Heroes. As you can see, each of them has their own distinctive color. These colors aren't just for show and to make them look nice all lined up. They actually tell you what element their gel is. On the screen right now, I put up the Gel Elements chart. You can pause to read through each element if you want, or you can just find the full image in the Discord server. This is why choosing an element is very important. It will determine what your gel user will look like. For example, if you want to make a Terrakinesis user, you can't just decide to make them purple. They will have to be gold. The color schemes are monochromatic. Everything, their clothes, their eyes, their hair, their mouths, everything will change to the color of their gel, except for skin tone. One of the common mistakes I will see in people who are designing gel users is, let's say someone chooses electrokinesis as their element, and let's say this character is mostly orange, but they might have on boots that are green, or they'll have on a necklace that has a bit of gold on it, or they will keep the eye color the same, or if they have visible scars on their face, the scar won't change color, because yes, blood also changes color. Everything will change to the same color as the gel user. You cannot be an electro user and wear blue jeans. If you were wearing blue jeans before, after you transform, those jeans will become orange. The only colors that are allowed, except for the color of your gel, is white, black, or grayscale. You can do some very, very slight hue shading. As you can see, if I look at Lightning, he is mostly orange, but like his eyebrows and his pants are slightly more red. And that's mainly just to make the design a bit more appealing, in my opinion. You don't have to do this, but if you just want to make the character feel a bit more vibrant, you can get away with very, very slight hue sliding. Let's say you just don't want to make a gel user that's only monochrome, because I can understand sometimes monochromatic colors can be a bit hard to work with. You can make a dual gel user. Dual gel users use more than one gel. I'll put some examples of non-canon dual users that I designed. This guy here is named Slush, and this is Comet. Comet is photokinesis and chronokinesis, so his color scheme consists of both blue and purple. Slush is both terrakinesis and aquakinesis, so his color scheme consists of both the golden yellow and the very light teal of aqua. So you can make gel users of multiple colors. 2 is the maximum. You cannot make a triple gel user. It won't work. They will die. There are technically some exceptions to the single gel users being monochrome rule, but since this is basically like a video for like entry-level people who want to learn how to make a gel OC, I won't get too deep into that. The second important factor in making a gel user is determining the gel geometry. I briefly explained this in previous Intro to Gel Heroes videos, but I'll touch upon it here. There are 3 known shapes that gels can be. The first one is cube, the second is pyramid, and the third is sphere. These are very important because this will basically determine potential that your gel user has and the amount of abilities they have. It will also play a very small yet very, very important part in the design process. Right here I'll put up Gel Hero Star, and over here I'll put Gel Hero Speed. And you might notice a shape on them near the same area on their chest. It doesn't have to be on the chest. Star has a circle on her chest, whereas Speed has a triangle on his chest. This actually tells you exactly what shape their gel is. If they have a shard that is a circle, that means that their gel that they use to transform is a sphere. If they have a triangle, that means their gel is a pyramid, and if they have a square, that means their gel is a cube. Even if you don't physically see the human and the gel separated, you will know exactly what that gel is going to look like. One of the most common mistakes I'll see when people are making gel users for the first time, sometimes they will mistake the shard for the full gel itself. Shards are just a leftover piece of the gel after transforming. Here's a picture of Betsy holding Bloopy, and you see it fits fully in the palm of her hand. That's the whole sphere. And after transforming into Star, you'll see that the leftover circle on her chest is not nearly as big. Also, shards are flat, not 3D. They kind of are, but they're very much flat. You can see in the transformations when the shards are spinning around, you can tell they're flat. Circle shards are slightly concave, but that's about as much depth as you'll get, so that's something to watch out for. Now for the final very important factor in making a gel user is the gel user's append. They are more than just articles of clothing. They are actually subconsciously created by the gel user itself and will give you a bit of insight into their inner struggles, their desires, or their personalities. I put on screen the different known gel appends that there are. You may pause to read, or you can find them in the Discord server. The easiest way to find a gel user's append is looking for the shard, because the append will always come out of the shard. It is the excess gel energy that the gel user's body cannot handle, and it manifests in the form of an append. So if you follow all 3 of these things, you will basically be able to know everything about a gel user just by looking at them. Like, for example, I'll put up lightning. So when you look at lightning, based on his color, you can tell that he is electrokinesis. And if we can look for where his shard is, which is the circle, we can tell that he is a sphere user, and it is attached to a scarf. So his append is a scarf, which will hint to you that this guy is a bit anxious, very nervous, not super duper confident. So based on those 3 factors, you already know pretty much everything that you need to know about this character. Quick note, the thing with designing a gel user is they don't exactly gain new clothing except the append. The append is the only new thing that they actually gain on their body. Everything else is just a modified version of what they were already wearing. Just like how Betsy was wearing a dress and boots, Star is wearing a dress and boots. With Lou, he has on a t-shirt and jeans and sneakers and glasses. When he transforms into Lightning, still a t-shirt, the long pants, and the sneakers. They just become modified. Sometimes the area is a little gray with Mac turning into Wave. Yes, he does have big old headphones, but they are pretty much just his earbuds, heavily modified. You can kind of bend the rules a little bit, just not too much to where, like, if someone is wearing a skirt, the skirt doesn't just turn into jeans. That can't happen. For this last section, I'm actually going to show off a few gel OCs that people in my community have made, just to show you guys a few more examples of gel user designs that aren't made by me. This is Gel Hero Cure. She's actually one of the first ones made. Based on this design, you can see where her shard is around her neck. She has a choker, so it gives you a bit of a look into her character. Her element is actually Vitakinesis. It's a slightly different pink from Telly. I understand that some of the elements can blend together. There are very subtle differences, and honestly, you probably won't be able to tell a difference unless you're a shiny hunter. Anyways, back to Cure. This design actually, in my opinion, feels pretty close to how I would design the first Vitakinesis user if one of the original heroes were. That just shows you don't have to do a lot to make a gel user. You can make something very simple as long as it just follows the 3 principles. You don't have to do too much. And this is Gel Hero Strike, or Casey as her human name. She's electrokinesis based on the color. This one's a little bit more iffy, but she actually does have a necklace append. It's actually a medallion. Again, very simple. Definitely, you see slight lightning bolt patterns in the bat and the shoes. Also slightly off topic, except not really. I just need to call out how amazing of a name Strike is for a baseball themed electro character. That name is just chef's kiss. This next Gel OC, Drug Trip, human name is Kel. He's actually an example of a dual user that I talked about previously in the element section. So as you can see, he's not monochromatic. He's actually has purple and mint colors because toxikinesis is purple, locokinesis is mint. This one's actually way less simple than the others. Still goes really hard though. Love how drippy he is. Because this guy has 2 gels, he can have 2 separate appends, and you can see one of them is a pyramid, and the other one's actually a sphere. As you can see, the goggles has a pyramid shard, and the sphere is attached to a little tied thing on his arm. One of the last tips I can give if you want to make your gel users feel more realistic to the Gel Heroes universe, go a bit goofy with it. Just get a little silly with it. You don't have to hold back too much. Let me show you. There's this one guy who I just laugh at him every time I made that. Sometimes I just look at him like, I can't believe I made you. You're so ridiculous. This is Static. Another character who's not exactly canon either. See, you thought Lightning was very obviously electric. Look at this guy. Lightning bolt twists. Lightning bolt cut out on the shirt. Lightning bolts everywhere. I mean, look at this guy. Actually, everyone who's watching right now, go in the comments and tell me how many lightning bolts you think are on this guy's design. You can just go as crazy with the element as you want. Make it as on the nose as possible. The more on the nose it is, the better. I personally like to call this design trope the "can you tell?" because when you look at them, you'll be like, can you tell? Can you tell what this guy is supposed to be? Can you tell this guy might be loud? Can't you tell by the big giant speakers? It doesn't even have to be like element, it could just be the way they look. Like, for example, can you tell she's supposed to be the sweet one? Can you tell she's supposed to be super duper nice? It's not as if she has literal angel wings and her name is literally Angel and she's the roundest one out of the group. Or can you tell that this girl is a superhero? Can you tell she might be a superhero? As if the big giant cape doesn't give it away. Yes, it's the append, but still. With that, I think I've covered pretty much everything. Feel free to ask me anything down in the comments. I will try my best to answer all of the questions. If you want quicker responses, let me shamelessly shill a Discord server. Also, if you made it to the end of the video, why haven't you liked and subscribed yet? The heck are you doing, man? Go on, it's right there. It takes like 5 seconds. It'll mean a lot. It'll help Gel Heroes reach more people, and it'll give me more motivation to work harder on it. So if you want more Gel Heroes content to pump out sooner, share it with a friend you think this could be their next special interest. I've taken over so many people's lives. Anyways, that'll be all. Money out.